Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to show you how to massage your hamstrings with a massage gun. Now, let me tell you right now, if you've got a hamstring injury, a strain or a tear or a micro tear, it's going to be very hard to do to massage with your hands. I mean, it's just,
it is.
These are big muscles, and you're talking about the three hamstrings, and they're hard to get in there with your hands. You're going to fatigue, and this is where, like a massage gun or a handheld massage tool comes in very handy.
Yeah, it's just from personal experience. It's
Right.
hard to. I've tried it with my hands, and it kind of works for about a minute or two. But you really need to work these muscles, especially once things start improving and spend more
Get some
time
blood
on
flow
it.
to the area.
Yeah.
So let's follow these three rules when you do the massage with the massage gun. Now, the fibers of the muscle actually run lengthwise like this.
Yep.
And we want you to try to massage going across the fibers. A little cross fiber friction
Yep.
massage
So
there.
back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth that way. It's just going to help. If there's some scar tissue, it's going to help break that up easier and, again, get blood flow to the area. Ideally, you want to stay on the area until you make a change. If it starts to feel a little bit better.
Right.
I don't say that it'll go away maybe the first time, but you want to see it get better. If it is too tender, you're going to start by going wide
Yeah.
and then narrow in on the spot.
Like with mine was tender right about in here, which is pretty common.
About mid-hamstring
And when
there.
it was flared up, right after it happened, the next few days, if I wouldn't go over that, it hurt. It's like your body's saying, stay away from there. So I'd work down here, and I'd work the massage gun up around it. And, with time, I could work more over it and then eventually get right on it. And then it would feel like it hurt, but it hurt so good. And it felt better the longer I spent on it, which is a good sign.
Now, let's say it's a high hamstring injury,
Yeah.
way up by the sit bones here.
Yep.
In that case, you can't go around it really. You have to
Yeah.
go the entire length, maybe, and to loosen up the muscle, make
Right.
it more supple, and then eventually go up to the high part of it.
I mean, I have gone up on the glute, not that it's part of it, but
Right.
it sure feels good.
Well, it doesn't hurt. It
No.
doesn't hurt, right. And then you want to use the correct head. So there's a lot of heads that come with these massage guns. And probably the least aggressive one is the air-filled one, and Brad's got that right here.
It's soft and squishy, which has its place, and it really works good, but probably not so much for the hamstring.
Yeah, I would think it's too not aggressive enough.
Exactly.
So
Plus, it's kind of a rubbery, so if it doesn't slide on your clothing or your skin that well, which for the hamstrings, that's a big advantage
yeah,
to
and
have it work
I think
smooth.
you'll find the same is true with this.
Yep.
It doesn't slide very well.
I did use this one, and I thought it works okay.
It's
but
okay.
It doesn't slide. But this one you could use when
Yes.
it's getting better. And now these are plastic.
And pretty aggressive.
Yeah. This was my one I used a lot. And
Yeah.
then once it got better, you can go to
To the bullets.
one of these. We call this the field goal one
Right.
for obvious reasons.
So I would guess that you probably want to start with this one, Brad,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
A
I think
nice flat
that's
head.
a pretty good option. And they fit in so nice and easy, and it's ready to go.
So you could do it in a sideline position.
Yeah.
You could do it with the legs straight, or you could have it a little bent. It'd be slack,
Yeah.
more on slack then.
Do you want to show you what I did?
Sure, yeah.
It worked good because I tried sideline and it worked. But then what I did was I just started doing it on my back, and I would put this leg up here so it would be
There we go.
relaxed, and then I would just work that. Or if you have a chair, you can put it up on a chair. Works pretty good too. And I would work it here, and I can get both hands on it so that you can
You can
really,
really go into it.
yeah, when it's time to go deep.
And you could go side by side,
Yep.
side by side.
Then we can work it this way and work it across. And you can feel, the fibers of your hamstring. I got a tiny, I wouldn't say I got one that's irritated right now. It's not really a strain, but I'm probably at 90% healed with it because earlier this spring I was.
Yeah, I have no problem if you want to do some lengthwise too, but
Yeah. And actually, I did take a continuing ad, and they promoted it.
Yeah.
They had a name for it.
I thought it was striping or what they
Stripping.
stripping.
They
That's
called it
what was.
stripping,
Yeah.
but it wasn't with a gun. It was more with your hands or a tool. But
Sure.
either way, yeah, there's no hard and fast, definite rules. You know, do what makes it feel good.
Feel good, right? And I'd start off with a low speed because a lot of these have multi-speeds. So
Right.
they'll go up to 5. Some of them.
Yep.
And always start with the low speed, then you can work your way up. Always start probably with a small amount of time.
Sure.
too. Maybe a couple minutes or 5
Yep.
minutes. See how you tolerate it. Check it out next day, then you can do more.
Yeah, especially if you haven't used the gun before, you just got one, and
Right.
yeah, get used to it first.
If you want to get the least expensive massager, that's the handheld massager. This would be for someone who maybe is a little bit smaller in size. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, thinner. If you got
Thinner,
thin legs,
yeah.
you don't need. These won't go as deep.
They
as
won't
the
go as
guns.
deep, but you don't need to be as deep if you're a smaller person.
exactly.
So I like this head, by the way. It's got a kind of surrounds the muscle.
Yeah,
And
I
it
think
slides
that,
up and down.
That's
real well.
exactly. I think it's made for the legs and the arms.
Yeah, back and forth. Now we're also going to show you how to do flossing with this, Brad.
Now I really like this. The
Yeah,
technique
you came
that-
up with this idea.
Well, actually, the flossing part came from Kelly Stark.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah, we used this.
So you can either use the knee glide, which I have a single glide, and we use this for a lot of people who have knee replacements. And this is the fit glide. You want to angle it up so the front part is angled up.
Yep.
This comes with a stand, and the reason for that is then going down, the hamstring is really not working very hard. It's kind of sliding down the hill.
Right, and and that's what you want to start out with. You
Yeah.
want you want to do the massage, and actually we're going to.
The muscle, we want it relaxed while you're doing the massage.
Yep.
And so when you're going up, it's relaxed, so the quad is working. And when you're going down, you just let it go down the hill, and that way the hamstring doesn't have to work very hard.
So I'm working it, and I'm finding that tender spot, which now on mine isn't that tender, and then I'm gonna continue to do it with motion, and I'm gonna go back up, and I'm gonna continue working it with motion, and as it improves, the next step was we could drop it flat, and it's gonna work a little harder,
Yeah, you can go right over the tender spot
Ooh, there we go.
while you're doing it.
Yeah, and you'll feel like I can definitely feel those specific fibers I'm on. I'm going to work it at it sideways a little bit, this way to get some cross mobilization, and then you can't see it, but I'm going to work it from the other side. There we go. Whoa, there we go.
At the end of the video here, we are going to show you I don't know if I mentioned this already. We're going to show the anatomy of the hamstring so you can kind of get an idea.
On a nice diagram,
Right,
so
on
you
a
get a good
diagram.
visualization of those muscles, how they, and why you go at this angle and this way.
Yeah. So we'll do that right now, Brad.
Oh, okay, very good.
All right, we have a diagram here of the hamstring muscles. We actually have a couple diagrams. And there's 3 muscles that generally make up the hamstring. We got the semitendinosus, that's in blue. We got the semimembranosus, that's in green. That's more on the inside of the thigh.
Yep.
And then we have the biceps femoris, which runs more on the outside of the thigh. And they also talk about a short head of the biceps.
So this is the right leg. So it's here. We're looking at from here to here. I don't know if you can, just so you have a good reference, it would be massaging that right leg. And then this one, are we going to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
This shows tears kind of where we're
Yeah.
in common places.
Yeah, because the mid muscle, and that's close to the mid, the thickest part of the belly is quite often where a tear occurs. Or sometimes these are the ones that are hard to heal.
Mm-hmm.
The high hamstring ones, you get into those tendons.
You're getting right up in
Yeah.
the gluteal cleft, the butt there.
I think one reason is you're sitting on it quite often.
Mhm.
And the other thing is this is really tendinous material, and tendons can take a year to
Yeah, they're
fully heal. Not that you'll pain for a year, but they're a lot harder to heal. So I got to use this pen.
Yeah. So to show that the fibers are it's pretty
the fibers
clear.
run up and down this
Yeah.
way. So if you're going to go across the fibers, you're obviously going to go this way.
Right. I hope that clears up or gives you some good a
Guidance.
visualization of how we massage with the guns. So very good. We hope you have good luck with those hamstrings and keep on running.